Yeah, baby. It's been a long time coming, but I'm back. I decided to come back and say hello to my friends and my fellow travelers and all, It's been a hot minute. OW been trying to get things together, but hey, it is what it is. Better late than never. I know I'm early, so I'm probably not gonna have many folks in here, which is no problem. I just gotta get the message out. Someone has to hear the message. So basically that's what I'm here doing today. And pretty much the story goes, man, the power of the PUSSY. We got brothers out here putting their life on the line, their ass on the line, literally their booty hole on the line for the power of the PUSSY. Yes, sir, it is real. Kind of make me reminds me of that old song. I'm about to show y'all my age. Scarface. Scarface had a song back in the days, and the name of the song was The Power of the PUSSY. And the things that men will do and the situations they'll put themselves in, you know, wholeheartedly, just going out there head first, crash dummy, not really taking into consideration the consequences. But they look at it in hindsight and they ask themselves, well, why did they do this? I'd be wondering, well, why did this brother do that? I mean, I'm curious. I want answers. And sometimes one person's actions can make a group of people look bad. Or one person's actions can put a group of people under the microscope. And pretty much this is what this vlog is going to be about tonight. I'm not going to be on here long. And as usual, as in common OW fashion, every time I say I'm not going to be on here long, I end up being on here an hour, sometimes 2 hours. Let's just hope that it don't go that long tonight. Well, this evening, I should say. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get to the story at hand. Um, right now, we have a lot going on in the world with travel or whatnot, and people are getting somewhat of cabin fever. And some fellas, I don't know if y'all are avid travelers and whatnot, y'all might have y'all little boo that's on the other side of the water, and god damn it, you miss her. You miss her rubbing your back, you miss her rubbing your thigh, you miss them jaws, all them nasty things she used to do to you at night, you know what I'm saying? Them good motherfucking quesadillas she used to cook for you in the morning and for lunchtime and shit. And you just gotta be like, oh, mamacita, I gotta see you again. You going above and beyond, just trying to figure out how to get over there. And sometimes this could be taxing on relationships, especially long distance relationships. If you're not in the how I want to put this, in the pay for play variety. Look, I don't knock nobody for what they do. I'm just saying, but if you're not in that variety, even if you are, you may have a relationship with someone and that relationship is under a lot of strain right now. Well, over the past couple of months, if you're not able to go back and forth like you want to, whether it may be from, I don't know, your employment may have been cut. Maybe where she's at, her particular country, you can't get there, she can't get to you or whatnot. So sometimes a brother might end up doing some strange, nefarious shit to get over there and get to them sugar walls. Poor bastard. So that's why I say the power of the PUSSY. There's a brother that I'm about to go into detail about. I'm gonna tell y'all his story. And this young man, old man, middle-aged man, this motherfucker is sitting up in jail right now. That's right. While you listening to me, if you're on the live and if you happen to listen back to this live an hour or two later, well, that motherfucker been in jail for a while. He in jail right now as we speak. This young man's story is it's surreal. Like when I read the story myself, when I read it, I had to read it again. Like, did you actually do that? So, and I'm asking myself, they're not going to put that in the headlines, the real reason why that he went over there. But us as men, if you're traveling, you know what that man went over there for. You know why this man jeopardized and lost his freedom to get to Bogota. All right. He didn't go over there for the scenery. He didn't go over there for the fucking culture. He didn't go over there for the food. He didn't go over there to fucking jet ski or paraglide or anything like that. He had an interest over there. He had some type of love or sexual interest that drawed him over there, and he went. And he lost it all, brother. This nigga, he this motherfucker in custody right now. You know, the federales got him ass. You know, he got it. They book him. You know, so I'm gonna get ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and get to the story. Let me holler at these fellas in here right quick. See who in the chat wants to thank y'all for stopping by. All right, D Hick, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for wiping your feet. El Selector, what's goody? I can tell you what's bad, bro. You're about to make some bad decisions. Big Trinity, what's happening with your Playboy, Big Mike in the national? Welcome back, stranger. Yeah, Big Mike, bro. I've been laid low for a little while, bro. Dog, I'm trying to get things in order. Just trust me, Big Mike. This is a shock to my system right now. You know, usually this is what? January? Right now, I would be on my first trip already out the country. But I haven't left the country yet. And I can't fucking leave. It's like traumatizing to me, dude. It's a shock, man. I'm trying to pull it together. But if things go as planned, I stay on a proper trajectory. 2 months from now, I'll be back to how I was 2019. I'll be out there coming to Colombia or DR every month. I don't even know what country it's going to be now. It might be Brazil the way things looking at. Who knows? I have nothing carved in stone for me to know exactly what my travel plans will be coming up in the future. Traveling things. What's happening, player? Glad to have you here. Jay Lover. What's happening? Jay, I've been trying to hit you up, cousin, but you don't want to answer that phone. But it's all good, though. I'm going to try and call you again. Traveling things. Yeah, 3 hours later. Bro. Dorian, what up? Oh, glad to have you here, Dorian, bro. Thanks for stopping by, bro. Pleasure to have you here. Pleasure to have you here. So let's get to the meat and the potatoes of this story. So there was a man today, and he was flying out of the good state of Houston. All right. How the story goes is that he caught a wild hair out of his ass or whatever. He wanted to take him a trip to Bogota. Go figure, Bogota. Bogota, nice city, nice and cold, mountainous terrain. You know, great place to go. You know, not knocking it because it was on my bucket list of places to go. So the brother, I'm not gonna say the brother, the young man went and took his COVID test because, you know, as of late, you have to take a COVID test to get into the country or whatnot. Okay. So he went and took his COVID test. He was all packed up, ready to go, had his shit packed, lock, stock, ready to rock. He gets his COVID test back, and his COVID test was positive. I want to make sure y'all heard me when I said this. The man went and got his COVID test done in Houston. He got his results back. They were positive. All right. He took that COVID test, and he then proceeded to get on the plane. Now, let's think about the rationale of a person like this. You know that you've tested positive for COVID, and you still proceed to go get your nasty ass on the plane, not only endangering the people that are around you, you know, but endangering the people that actually, while you're going through the airport, just being out there, you're just spreading the shit, you're spreading your cooties, all right? The person sitting next to you is in danger. The people, when you go to the bathroom, you're jeopardizing all these people. And you got to ask yourself, why is this man jeopardizing all these lives, himself, maybe even family members? Who the fuck knows, you know what I'm saying? What is he trying to get to? The power of the P-U-S-S-Y. I kept asking myself, I was trying to come up with an answer. And as I was reading through the vlog or whatnot, he wasn't a businessman or anything like that. He didn't have a business over there waiting for him. He isn't of Colombian descent, so he didn't have maybe a family member over there that was ill that he was trying to get to before they passed away. He didn't have a house over there, anything like that, because he didn't have citizenship over there. He was going there to meet a particular group of people and spend time with those people. All right. So he gets on the plane, he takes his ass over there, he flies through Houston, he got a connection. He stops at his connection flight, gets off the plane, you know, touches the doors, probably went and got a fucking cheeseburger or something at Fort Lauderdale or whatever. So he's in the Burger King line, breathing on motherfucker. He touched the straw and somebody grabbed the straw behind him to put him in his drink. Okay, just passing this shit along and along. He then proceeds to get on his connection flight, and he flies into Bogota. Shoo, plane goes up in the air, plane comes down. All right. Did he have his mask on the flight? 9 out of 10, yes, because the way these airports are now, because I've flown several times since, you know, the pandemic or whatnot, They will not let you on the plane without a mask. And they walk up and down those aisles. If that mask isn't over your nose, they're going to ask you to put that mask on your face. All right. There was one lady that I knew. I'm not going to say that I knew, that I saw. They actually escorted her off the fucking plane because she was combative, so to speak, when they asked her to put her mask on. She made some racial comments towards other white folks in there, and it just got out of hand. They asked her to leave. They removed her off the plane. The comment was something on the line of, well, you ain't asking them other white folks to do this, that, the third, that. And she still didn't put her mask on. And that's when they went and got one of the motherfucking Hollywood police officers to come and escort her nasty ass up off of that. And they politely gave her seat to somebody else. But that's a different story. So I say to say this, while the young man was on the plane at the particular time or whatnot, he did have a mask on. Now, how reliable that is, hell, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he did have the mask on when he got on the plane through his connection flight. So he flies into Bogota. He landed at, the name of the airport is, let me get, El Dorado Airport, if I'm saying that. El Dorado. Yeah, he lands at El Dorado Airport. And he's going through customs, okay? And as he's walking through customs, they're asking him, the preliminary screenings, they ask, the usual questions or whatnot. Actually, have you been around anyone that had COVID? Have you been around anyone that tested positive for COVID? Now, this is the part of the story that just baffles me, all right? Like, did he even have a fucking plan? Because they asked him, did he test positive for COVID? And he blatantly said, yes. I'm positive for COVID, So he didn't even try and hide it. He didn't try and bullshit with it. I think what happened was he realized what he did. And as he was going through there, he got nervous. He got shook. All right. And pretty much he got shook. And when they said he had COVID, they took his ass out of the line and immediately quarantined this motherfucker. They locked his ass like a stray dog. They got with him real quick, okay. So after they did that, as the story goes, they're as of now they have him in custody, and they're actually referring back to this country to check with authorities or whatnot to see if the results that they're getting. There's the whole story match up. In other words, long story short, they're investigating his story. And what they're saying is when it does come back positive, because he's being tested there as well, not only are they going to arrest him, they're not going to detain him. Not only going to detain him, they're going to arrest the man, They're going to seek criminal damage because they're saying that what he basically did was he came into their country knowing that he was COVID positive, and he's intentionally endangering the country itself. Do you know the book that they're going to throw at this motherfucker head when he comes back test positive? And he finds out that the actual test that he had showing that he actually had knowledge of. That's like the difference between murder and premeditated murder. All right. That's like you left the scene, you went and got the pistol, then you came back and you pop a cap in his motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? This person actually went and took the COVID test, knew that he was positive, and still proceeded to get on the plane. All right. So they got him over there right now. I don't know if y'all remember the story back, but last year, early March, when the pandemic initially started, there was two foreigners that were in Medellin. One was of Brazilian, one of was not Brazilian. What's the other word? British. One was of British descent, and the other one was an Englishman. We're just gonna say Europeans, all right. And what happened? They were allowed into Colombia, and they were put on a 14-day quarantine. Now, people think that 14-day quarantine is some bullshit. But then people will send people out to watch your ass and and we'll have you under surveillance. Now, this is what happened to these two in particular people, all right? And not keep in mind now that they didn't have COVID at the time. They were just under quarantine, okay? These two guys had 14-day quarantine. They had the federalizers come out there, and they found out they had left the domicile where they were supposed to have quarantined at. Those two people, visas were were revoked, and they can no longer return to for the country for 7 years. That's right. It was either 6 or 7 years. They cannot come back to Colombia because they violated the mandated terms for them to be in quarantine for those 14 days. All right. They look at their patient, their country, and their countrymen at risk. Okay. So what they did, they got them up out of there. They got all this shit out the hotel, got them on a plane, sent the motherfuckers back to Britain or whatever European country they came from. Now, these are people who were actually given a chance to come here, who technically they didn't know had COVID at a particular time. They just violated a rule. All right, the 14-day quarantine rule. And there's other YouTubers on here that y'all are very aware of who are actually in the country right now. I don't know if I'm gonna put his name out there. Well, fuck it, you can go and see it for yourself. Markel was actually quarantined himself, and he's an expat, a very well-known expat in the community as well. Good brother, y'all should go check his channel out. And he was actually quarantined for 14 days. He is on record stating that they came to his house as well, looking for him. And if he wasn't there, it would have been hell to pay. Markel said he went back up in his house and he didn't leave out that motherfucker till them 14 days was up. So y'all thinking it's a game. They can't watch everybody, but the people that they do watch, if you fuck up, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. It is what it is. So I said to say this, with the knowledge of me knowing expats who are in the country, who've dealt with the quarantine, and knowing people who are literally exiled from the country from not abiding by the 14-day quarantine, this motherfucker here, his ass about to get chewed the fuck out. They're gonna make an example out of this brother, or this Caucasian, or whoever he is, because in the particular news article that I'm reading, they don't have a particular name. They refer to the person as John Doe. Okay, and John Doe gonna have hell to pay. If everything comes back right, and this ain't a good look, fellas. And I'm gonna tell you why. What happens is this, okay? He's an American flying out of Houston. So what happens is in the future, as Americans are going into this country and they're having problems in this country already, they're gonna have us under the microscope. Let's just call it for what it is. You're gonna be under the fucking microscope. When you come in with your PCR test, they're gonna want to review it and review it again. There's no way, as of now, that I know of personally, I could be wrong, there's no way that they could possibly go into the system and actually research to see if that PNR test, I said PNR, am I saying that right? I'm thinking about if that PCR test is actually a real test, if it's actually up to date or whatnot. But with shit like this taking place, they're gonna look for ways to do research to find out if that PCR test is valid, if it's worth its weight. Okay, I can see that happening in the near future. You have people coming in here pulling stunts like this shit right here, you're gonna be under the microscope. All right. Not to say they're gonna look bunch all Americans into into one bucket, and say that we all up to the same shit. But you will be under scrutiny. And I said to say this, last year I was in, where did I go last year? Did I go to Medellin or did I go to Cartagena? I went to both. Anyway, the second time when I went back later on that year after COVID, I think I went to Medellin. But while I was in Medellin, there were stories of a guy who was actually of Colombian descent. And at that particular time, people were trying to get back into their country to see their people. I mean, they had been exiled for I don't know how fucking long. But the moral of the story was this guy was coming through the airport and he was caught with a fake PCR test. Now, how did they determine whether it was fake or real or outdated? I have no clue. All right. But he was a Colombian national. He was of Colombian descent. He was a Colombian. He lived there. But at that particular time, you had to have a PCR to get back in no matter who you were. And I don't know whether he was flying from one city to the other or whatnot. But anyway, he got caught up. I found out he had a fucking fake test and he got prosecuted. Now, this is something I heard when I was down there. And I was in Medellin for a week last year. I think I stayed down there a week. I can't remember. I went to Cartagena in March. And then COVID hit. Then I went back. I went to DR. Then I went to Medellin. Yeah, I went to Medellin. I didn't go there. But anyway, yeah, motherfuckers are trying to go through that with them fake ass tests. And I'm gonna tell you something. You may be thinking in your head, a lot of people, I hear people talking about this just in general conversation. Well, if my test is fake, how they gonna know? How they gonna go in the system and see if it's real or not? They can't check everybody's test. You're right. I totally agree with you, brother. They can't check everybody's test. But do you want to be the motherfucker that they do so happen check and your shit is fake and you get caught? All right, you trying to do what everybody else do, and you be the motherfucker get their card pulled. Or these people find out some kind of way to go into a database or actually look on there, and you act like they can't call because you know all those PCR tests they have numbers on, and they got phone numbers. They could easily take that test and go back there in their office and have somebody speak English and actually call that number and see if that office even know who the fuck you are. And people be like, well, we don't have a test of that number on file. Matter of fact, we haven't even taken tests that day. Our office has been closed for the past 2 weeks. Now what you gonna do? Now you got that Mr. Dick look on your face. You know what I'm saying? The federal rider gonna come from around there. They're gonna book your ass to take you in the back some fucking way. Now, two things gonna happen. A, if you love Colombia the way that I do, they're probably gonna suspend your visa. So you're not gonna be able to get a visitor's visa no time soon. All right. If they gave them boys over there 7 years for violating the motherfucking 14-year quarantine, they may give you a lifetime for trying to sneak into their country with some falsified documents. That's forgery. That could be that's technically breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? That is literally, that is forgery. If you have a COVID test that says you're negative and then they fucking test you and you end up being positive, that's a whole nother can of worms. All right. Because now, not only jeopardizing yourself, but you jeopardizing everybody in the room who would test your motherfucking ass, and everybody who just got off the plane with your black ass. All right. I said to say this, men, we gotta do better. You know, we just gotta do better. I mean, not all men. I'm not gonna say all, but for men that are making decisions like this, and we are only black men in particular, we're only 5% of us have a passport. You know, so it's a small group of us. All right. And for us to be going over there like that head first, jeopardizing our freedom with some pussy, it's not a good look. Just saying. This guy, when the smoke settles and we find out exactly who he is, you know, I don't really go into the race thing or whatnot, but you know, brothers, we already got enough a bad flack, a bad publicity coming at us anyway for being travelers and going over there. I'm hoping there's not a black man because they already say it's the only reason why we go over there anyway. You know, so we just don't need no more of that heat coming our way. You know what I'm saying, man? But what is work, you know? If you're like me, you really don't give a damn, and you're probably gonna go and do what you want anyway, you know. But just overall, the community itself, we don't need no more bad publicity right now. That's all I can say about that. So, this guy here, I'm wondering, he's sitting up in jail right now. Dry dick as a motherfucker. Thinking about all the pussy he ain't gonna get and thinking of the reason why he was going over there. And I'm really contemplating, like I'm asking myself, what would make you, what goes through your mind when you step foot on that plane and you know you're going over there into foreign territory? Can't nobody do nothing for you over there. You don't got no friends, no family. Can't nobody bring you out to eat in fucking jail. You're probably broke, bitch. You can't get no lawyer. He probably don't speak a lick of Spanish. You know, he just in a bad situation right now. All for what? You know, all for what? You know, go get that old Winkler wet. Now you're gonna be sitting up in jail, and you're in a country right now. You're in a third world country. Well, you know, I'm not gonna go into that, but let's just say you're in a country where COVID is running rampant. All right, because I love Colombia, me myself. I'm not gonna talk bad about the country because the people and the times I've been there ain't been nothing but love, straight up across the board. So I can't say nothing bad about them. But when you're going into a jail over there and you're caught up in a system like that, and you don't know what the outcome is really going to be, because the people who are there are pretty much, you know, in a bad situation right now. It don't end well for you. It's not going to end well for you at all. So give me one moment. I'm trying to send this link to somebody. There you go. Bam. Sent it out. All right. But yeah, moving forward, as I'm reading this. And he was a younger man too. It wasn't an older. It wasn't an older guy. It wasn't like a guy who was in his 50s or 60s. This was a younger guy right here. We're talking about. We're talking about a guy who's in his mid 30s or whatnot. And he's over there in custody right now. And it was all behind it. He wanted some of that snatch. So it's all fucked up. So I'm about to get into these comments and see what y'all fellas had to say about this. I'm not gonna be on here just too much longer. All I'm saying is we gotta make better decisions and better choices than this out here right now. The brother sitting up in jail. He done arrested his sweet ass to go over there and get some of that sweet piece of pussy, and he ain't gonna be getting no pussy no time soon. That's right. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I know for a fact. I mean, just me. I got a female friend that's over there right now, and I miss a lot of things that she can and was willing to do. But I will tell you what OW will not do. I will not go get on that plane and jeopardize myself knowing okay, I think I did it. There we go. I would not get on that plane knowing that I'm positive and go over there by them people, you know what I'm saying? And then get there in front of people and tell the people that I'm positive. That's what really fucked me up. Johnny, hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Welcome to the show, Johnny.
What's going on with you? How you doing?
I can't call it, player.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate the content. And giving that information because a lot of brothers and fellow travelers need to understand when you go to a third world country, it is no longer your rules. And the fact that you thought you gonna get into that country and with a fake PCR, yeah, he whatever lick he gonna get, he deserve it, bro. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
You can't, like I said, doing shortcuts like that don't get nowhere. And you right. Like I said, and to add on to what you just said, not sure if you know or anyone in the travel community is aware. As of January 26th, the United States is requiring you to have a PCR 3 days before your flight coming back into the United States. So that's just something for everybody to really know. And because I'd hate for someone to be stuck in another country and you can't get home because you ain't got the PCR.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So let me get this right. So basically what you're saying is if you leave the country as of the 26th, you cannot get back into the United States, whether you're a citizen or not, without that PCR test. So you can't get the PCR test upon arrival to the United States?
That is correct. You cannot. You have to get it in whatever country you're in. So if that means if you're in Colombia and you're in Cartagena, Medellin, wherever you are, you got to get a PCR test there before you get on that flight. Because I guarantee you that Spirit airline flight, that travel agency, it will not let you get on that flight. That travel agent will turn you back around, and you will be stuck in Colombia. And they're
Deal, meal. Oh man, that's shocking news to me. I haven't really been on the scene lately because I've been having other things going on. Hey, fuck it, man. Life happens. But just as of late, I came across this information right here, and I was like, look, I gotta put this out here. I mean, this is just ridiculous, man. I mean, we out here risking our fucking our sweet asshole to go to jail for some pussy. And I mean your freedom. Something, your time that you can't get back in a third world country. You're gonna be over there in a country where mama can't come, your brother can't come, your auntie can't come, and you just be locked up in the jail because that's pretty much like you committing a crime against the country. You actually knew you had this shit, and you still got on that fucking plane and came over here.
and you
That is
won't get
fucking insane.
you won't get your 3 meals in a cot. I tell you that. You will
Oh
not get
no.
the wrong country.
Oh no. Oh no, man. I've watched Locked Up Abroad, and in some of those places, you actually have to have people to bring food there to you. All right. And I don't know if it's like that in Colombia. I have no clue. Not trying to find out. Well, I'm telling you to say this is this. It's not like coming to jail in America where you get great health care. You get 3 meals a day. You got your homeboy down there in the cell. He can sneak some weed in the motherfucker. Y'all can all go get high or whatever. It's just totally different. It's not like that. They would love to come to this country and go to one-eye jails. It's like fucking Disneyland. If they had a choice between being there and coming here, like, oh man, it's like, shoot, just a hotel rich. I got my own bed. Y'all gonna feed me 3 times a day and give me Kool-Aid? And every now and then I can sneak some pussy in this motherfucker? Sign me up. Let me up out here. You go to Colombia or Mexico or any one of them other countries, Brazil, oh man, they fucking jails down there. It's a business, boy. Make you a man in that motherfucker for real.
I will say this though, and to add on to what you just said, a lot of these travelers, you really got to take heed. This coronavirus is getting surreal. Cases are rising, and these other countries are not playing. You got that fake test, go in there if you want to. You're gonna be locked up. You're gonna be locked up in surreal. Keep messing
Yeah, J
around.
Con. Yeah, J Con just confirmed what you had said. J Con 1980. He said a new PCR test requirements will kill the international travel. All U.S. citizens must have a negative PCR test to re-enter the U.S. I'm just reading these comments, man, and it's fucking terrible, Bill. I mean, like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely gonna kill it, man.
they're not kidding. They're not playing around with this. And like you just said, to add on, you got someone that willingly knew he was positive. Like I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. He may have been smoking some cocaine while he was on flight, because ain't no one that stupid to get on there knowing that they did that, knowing they positive. You positive, and excuse my French, but fuck the cooties. You trying to kill somebody?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, and you have to think about, what's that risk here? What are you doing it for? Now
Exactly.
if they had a pot of gold over there, and like, I don't know, 2.5, 3.5 mil waiting for him as he just get a shovel and dig it up, I really may consider taking that risk because that'll set my life straight. But even then, it'd be questionable because I'll be thinking about my son because I don't want to be separated from him. But he had no reason to go over there outside of acquiring some punani. Straight up, that's what he was going over there.
Or maybe he was going for other sexual pleasure needs. But regardless of the fact, you know,
You're right. He might have been one of them foxy boys. Yeah, he might have been. You never
but
know.
right now, the most important thing right now is that motherfucker knew he was positive. So I'm gonna tell you something. For someone like that, normally I would show some compassion, but I don't show no compassion for people that are intentionally going knowing you positive. This coronavirus has killed so many people, and you gonna enter first of all, you're gonna enter a country that don't have the best health care. Number one, compared to the United States, and you're gonna try to go over there and kill them. They're not playing. They are not playing.
Right,
So
right.
to add on, all I can say is if you plan on going to Colombia, or any other country for that matter, uh, your black ass better white, black, brown, yellow, whatever you want to identify yourself as. You better be back on that flight by the 25th.
Yeah, that's true.
Otherwise, you will be required to have that test.
Well, it's definitely a deterrent, Travelmatic, and I'm gonna tell you why. Uh, just the idea. Okay, just you knowing that the reason why these countries are having these toque de quedas and these quarantines or whatnot is because the healthcare system is already overwhelmed, right? So you take that into consideration, and a gringo, a foreigner, going to these countries, and they have to acquire a COVID test and have that test done within 72 hours. The probability of that happening with an already strained medical system, that's kind of scary in itself right there. All right. Because we know that's the reason why this is even taking place, why they're putting all these restrictions on board, because clearly the hospitals are overwhelmed, they're packed, which means the labs are more than likely packed too, because these people who are coming into these facilities or whatnot, they have to be tested, you know. So I think they would put their countrymen and their people as a higher priority, as opposed to us just walking in there like, hey, look, I need my COVID test so I can get back home. But you got well over 1,000 people laid up in these medical beds already. So that would bring into question too the probability and the efficiency of the healthcare system there to take these tests of the foreigners who are coming there and getting them back in a timely manner in order for them to get on their flight. All that comes into play as well, especially we're working on a timeline here. We're looking at some people maybe going for the weekend, or they may have a 7-day trip or whatnot. And you're depending on this healthcare system, which is already fragile, is strained to um, administer your tests, get it to a lab, and get those tests back to you in a timely manner to get you out of there. All those are going to be questions that are going to be on people's mind when going to these countries. So yeah, at Travelmatic, you do have a point there. That's that real kind of put a little deterrent on people going to these countries or whatnot.
To add on to what
Charles
you
is
just
for
said, sorry, to add on, sorry, hello, can you hear me?
yeah,
To add on to what you just said, yeah, it's a very, a deterrent, especially when you don't have certain ace in the holes, as you might want to call it. But
yeah,
if you know how to move, it won't be a problem. But for the ones that love, first of all, as of right now, the club seems done. As of right now, so
cut.
if you're thinking about going down there to Paquieres, you're thinking about going down to Sicily, it ain't happening right now. It just ain't gonna happen. So and on top of that, to be 100% honest, uh, you know, right now, boots on great. You need to understand how the travel world works. Right now, people are, whenever this is over, people are starving, so they will be out there, out and about. So everybody can hold on a little while, and but on a serious note, you know, take this seriously. You got people out
Right,
there that are trading this, and we can all joke around. Like you said, there's only 5% of the brothers that have it, the
right,
passports. But
right.
please take it seriously, because I'm telling you, people are dying every day. People are dying by the minute, second. So people, this is surreal.
Well, whether or not if we not taking it seriously as a group of people, they are taking this shit very seriously. And I just don't want to see someone going out there, um, having, all these hopes and dreams and ambitions. And when they get there, them shits get crushed and they're in a bad financial situation and they can't get up out that motherfucker. I'm thinking like right now, if because it starts on the 26th, we don't know what's going to happen like moving forward. The Toque de Queda, the ultra. The other thing is the dang quarantine. That's why I can't get it out. I keep fucking that word up. I can't remember the quarantine, because they're completely in Medellin. They're completely shut down. So I'm thinking along the lines of that. If the city is completely shut down, how and you in that city? How could you possibly go somewhere and get a COVID test done and everything is shut down? Like all these things are going through my mind. Like, is that even possible? Like, where would you go at? Like, they got certain roads and shit shut down where you can't get in or out of that motherfucker. Everything's shut down, and the hospitals are overflowing. And the only way you could get out is if you go and get a COVID test. That's a lot to deal with, man. That's a lot and you're supposed to be on vacation. And when you get there, from the time you put foot on the ground, you worried about how you gonna get out there, motherfucker. Like, damn, I'm here. But shit, man, I got 5 days, boy. I gotta get this test, boy. I'm gonna be stranded in this motherfucker. Then if I miss my flight, I gotta pay for rebooking the flight. Oh man, that's a lot to worry about. That's a lot of stress.
I can
And I
tell you
don't know
right
about
now.
you, but
I'm
with
telling you.
stress and fucking, that shit don't go together with me. My dick might not want to operate. I'd be stressed the fuck out. I don't want to fuck nothing no more. I'm worried about how to get out this bitch the whole time I'm there. My bad, cousin. What you better say?
Oh, my fault. I was just gonna say, I will be traveling somewhere, um, and I will be back by the 25th. Uh, that place will be undisclosed, but I will be traveling. to make sure, and for anybody, there is a couple of websites that you can check. Whatever country you are going to, there are websites to show, where you can go get your PCR test done, to where you can catch your flight back into the United States, as we call home. So just so you or whoever traveling in the next couple of weeks, so you guys are aware, because as of 26 at 12 midnight, 12:01, you will have to have that PCR.
Okay. There's a brother in the chat. Now I know this brother, HD Chilling. I've met him in Colombia. Was it the No, I met him in Colombia. Matter of fact, we had met at the Karol G concert. They had a Karol G concert back in 2019. It was a free Karol G concert they had out there. And I met him out there with my girlfriend. So it's a good brother right here. So people that I know that I actually met, when they give me information, I kind of lean more to it being valid rather than just a random. You know what I'm saying? Now, HD Chilling says the PCR test in Colombia is easy and the results are in 24 hours. With that being said, HD Chilling, I have your number. I will be in contact with you. Yeah, I'll leave it as that. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Check in effect, man. My brother, Check in effect in the building, man. It's always good to see you here, Check, man. Look, I'm just trying to school these brothers. Like, man, look, I know that my unit is good. We like women, we love women. They give us a good feeling, but it's not worth your freedom. Boy, if you test positive, stay your ass where you at. Don't come over here to Colombia trying to get up in this motherfucker and you positive, telling people you positive and think it's gonna be all right. What did he think they was gonna do? What
I'm
the fuck
telling
did
you,
he
y'all
think
don't
they was
believe me.
gonna
I'm telling
do?
you. I'm telling you, that man was on some cocaine. He was on that good stuff. I'm telling you. There's no way in the world you're gonna go to another country knowing willingly you positive. No. I'm telling you, he was smoking, and we don't, and for all we know, this is probably an older cat, thinking he was gonna do that little smoothness. That smoothness got him locked up. What's that Akon song? Locked up? That's what his
Won't
ass is.
let me out. Then the motherfucker went to Bogota. He went to the capital. He went to the motherfucker. He was asking for that work. You went to the capital? Why you do such a thing? You know? God damn. So after that shit happened, okay, the word out right now. All right. These motherfucking gringos, they flying in this bitch. They got them positive tests. They coming in this bitch hot with that fucking COVID. Check all the motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Soon they check them, you know? Shit, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, you right. HD Chilling, yeah, the desperation is real out there. It is real, man.
I
That's
can
the
agree
only
with
thing I
that.
can possibly see.
It is definitely real. Sorry, I didn't even over talk about you. My bad.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, AC Chill. I really appreciate that info. Yeah, depending on what country you're going to, you know, I actually, you know what? If he knows info on how much it costs, that would be really much appreciated for the brothers or whoever's traveling. That would really be helpful, because you got some cats out there that they try to go out there with just $100. So you might need to rethink your travel plan with this going on.
Yeah, that's real. But like your boy said, with the desperation, them boys going out there to get their snatch, they don't give a fuck how much that test costs. They gonna pay it. Believe they gonna pay it. You know what I'm saying? I can get a test 24 hours. I can get how much matter of fact, I don't care how much it costs. Just tell me where it's at. You know what I'm saying? That's the frame of mind these boys gonna be in. Trust me. J. Khan said, 1980 says, not worth the risk to me. I feel you, Playboy. Don't plan on going anywhere until I get my shot. Hey, K-Mac, glad you stopped by. But I give a shout out to K-Mac, man. K McDonald, that's a good brother right there. Forget about availability. I'm not risking that for travel. Man, bro, that's real. You know, I mean, like I said, I haven't been to Medellin in a hot minute. Well, damn, I take that back. What was we in Medellin? What that was? November?
He answered it. It's 63 USD. Oh, 200 mil. Oh, that's not bad at all. That ain't bad at
Hell
all.
no.
Hell,
Shit, no.
so
Hell
that's
no.
how good work. Cool.
Oh yeah, yes it did. And if he know how much it costs, that means he know where it's at. You're gonna be getting a nice little message
Matter
from
of
me
fact,
tonight, partner.
hey, chilling.
I got,
yeah.
I got you, cousin. I
All right,
got you.
cool,
I got
cool,
you.
cool.
Yeah. I don't want to put that out here on. Yeah,
Of course, no, I understand.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
Hey, say no more. What I will say this though, you know, I'm a Colombia fan myself. I'm a DR fan myself. But I tell you what, ain't no amount of pussy worth me being locked up in the capital. No amount of pussy. Not a one. I don't care how good it is.
Well, clearly, someone would argue that point with you because they got a brother sitting up in there right now contemplating it, and it's sad, but it's true. They got a brother sitting in there right now contemplating that shit, dog. Like he thinking about it. Like he really thought. This is my take on it. He didn't think he was gonna get through there. You know what I'm saying? It was to the point because when he tested negative, he was like, "Oh fuck it, man! I ain't got nothing to lose. Fuck it, I done spent my money on this shit. I'm just gonna go." So he just went with it. He was in Houston. He wasn't in his right mind. He might have been on that snow, like you said, and he just went with it. You know. And when he got there and he got in that line, he was either coming down or he had just got him a bump. But the bitch got nervous. One of the two. And when he got nervous and they asked him, this motherfucker stood there and said, "Yeah, I test positive.
Sorry,
Like
I
I'm
gotta
here
catch you up
now."
real quick. Jay Lover, what's up? I'm gonna hit you up, bro. We gotta have a talk, bro. Yeah, what's going on with you, man? How's everything going? Sorry about that.
Well, it's all good, bro. You know, I ain't hating you. Like, I'm here now. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Just put me in quarantine for my 14 days and you gonna let me out? That's probably what that crazy bitch was thinking. They said, "Give me a nice little hotel room to stay in. Give me some medicine. After these 14 days, I get out." Oh, he was sadly mistaken, boy. They booked this motherfucking ass, boy. He gonna have criminal charges against him, civil charges. They talk about all the charges they gonna throw at him right now in the in the article. They say they gonna make an example out of his fucking ass. You hear me? They about to make an example out of him. You know, I want to see. I want to see what they gonna do to him. I'm gonna follow this one story. I'm gonna follow. You hear me? I want to see how bad they gonna beat him, what they gonna hit him with, what they gonna make him pay, and how long they gonna throw him out the country. That's what I want to see. And I'm gonna come back and do a story on that shit. They throw his motherfucking ass up out of Colombia and tell him he can't never come back. And if he do come back, we're gonna torture your motherfucking ass and feed you these fucking hippopotamuses we got running around this bitch. But anyway, I've been on here almost an hour. I said I wasn't gonna be on here long, Johnny. Your boy Charles was just talking about me. Charles Explorer say, "OW, the only person I know that can take a 5-minute story and drag that bitch out for 90 minutes." And you're right.
Yeah.
And you're
Oh
right.
yeah, I see that. I see that. But you know what? I tell you what. Like I said, for anybody, like I said, like I said, this is just breaking news. So do please, anyone that's going to travel, don't take your black, white, yellow, brown ass out there without your test, because you will be stuck. So I just want to repeat that in caps. CAPS.
Eddie J, I don't know when I'm going, bro. I can't call it right now. You know, I'm thinking about going, but like I told Johnny, we were talking behind the scenes, bro. If this shit keep going the way that it is, I may have to fall back, dog. I may have to fall back because I had it all planned out. Every month, I was gonna do this like I did last year. Every month, it would take me about 3 or 4 days, go to Colombia and do my thing. But right now, it's just too questionable, bro. I don't really know, you know, because like every week is getting worse. All right, every week is getting worse. Every week I'm hearing something worse. You know, I heard that in Barranquilla they had a fucking a grenade go off in the middle of the motherfucking city. Today they had a grenade bombing, whatever the fuck we will call it. They in the middle of Barranquilla, in the middle of the city, in central, downtown Barranquilla, they had a grenade bombing. Motherfuckers throwing bombs and shit out there, motherfucker. You know? And I'm like, every week I'm starting to hear something a little bit worse, little bit worse, little bit worse. And I'm like, damn, they throwing bombs out there, motherfucker, now in Barranquilla. And in Barranquilla, that's one of those places that I was told to go to get away from like how I want to put it, the the tourist type vibe, like to go where I would be able to meet more of the local type people there, like River Frame, just normal working class Colombian people, you know, humble, modest, you know, good people, you know, and it, you know, just what I like to be around. You know, I don't gotta be around the number one stunner. Oh, I go and read. Motherfucker that took a grenade and then chucked that motherfucker in the middle of downtown Barranquilla and then blew some shit up. The motherfucking embassy is on high alert as we speak. And I'm just like, I need to, I'm gonna see where this go at. I'm gonna see where this go at the next month or two. If I could get in there and get out, they take these PCR fucking requirements off. If I could find somewhere I can go actually get a good PCR test, and I know I can get the bitch in 24 hours, I may consider going. But they go to add more restrictions onto that shit. Okay, well, since we got the PCR now, the niggas have figured out a way to get around that shit. You got to do PCR test, and you got to do a 7-day quarantine, and you got to stand on your head, tap dance, and let me lick your balls. What the fuck is all this shit, man? It's too much. You know what I'm saying? You got to draw the line with that shit somewhere. So I'm gonna see. I'm playing it by ear right now, but that's what I'm hoping for. Johnny, if you have any final words before we get off here tonight, brother, please be more than free. The floor is yours.
Oh, like I said, right now, matter of fact, you know what? This is, I'm a very blunt person. If you don't know how to make moves, just stay your ass home. Just wait until things are calm. Like I said, especially when you got more time off. We'll use those
Right.
terms. Because right now, these other countries, believe it or not, they are not playing. They know, first of all, they know we American citizens, and they know they're gonna get some money. If they ain't getting no money, you gonna stay right where you at. So you gonna stay right in that capital jail with no three meals in a cot. But this is surreal. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of those ones that didn't believe in this COVID shit. We are a year and a month into this shit. And yeah, this is bad. So yeah, you guys got to be careful when y'all travel. That's all my last words.
I want to send a shout out to Jay Lover for that $10 super chat, brother. I appreciate that, man. Good looking out, man. You're a solid brother. I appreciate that. That go towards my PCR test fund when I get up out this motherfucker. They gotta stick that motherfucking swab up in my motherfucking nasal cavities. Everything straight up. Eddie J, everything was smooth in Rio de Janeiro, 30-day trip with no problem. Changed my life. Stanley voice from Martin. Laughed my ass off. Eddie J, what you say today? Brother, when I went to motherfucking Rio back in 2018, that's the same fucking thing I said when I came back. And guess what, brother? I ain't looked back since. I done had the motherfucking pedal to the float since I got back from that bitch. Now, I didn't go back to Rio, but I've been hitting up motherfucking Colombia like a lot of
I'm definitely gonna have to hit up Rio. That Rio is on my list. Oh, I'm gonna hit up Rio.
Man, look, that's gonna be some shit, bro. When you go to Rio, if you don't go to Recife too. But your first trip, do Rio. That'd be your first trip. Your second trip, I try Recife. I hit Rio, and I go across the pond. I hit up Niterói. Yeah, I hit them 3 places right there. And some people will tell you probably tell you to go to Juca, whatever that is. But I'm gonna tell you, like the type that we attracted to, you might not want to go down there. Now, for other people, that's their thing. Have at it.
Oh, well, I don't know why you recommended that shit. You know what I like.
No, I didn't recommend it. I told you not to go there. Oh, okay. I know what you like. Yeah. I know what type of women we on the same page. I ain't gonna say that here, but you know.
I know that. Yeah.
Some people getting their feelings.
I'll mess with Rio. And like I said, as of right, and also another thing real quickly too. As of right now, DR is still under that very strict quarantine. Not quarantine. I'm saying quarantine curfew. Shit, I can't talk right now. 12 noon on the weekend.
Toque de queda.
And yeah, toque de queda. Yeah, a week during the week, 5 p.m. So if you go into the DR, just so you know, they are under curfew, a very strict one.
Mm-hmm. Eddie J say he say he done been to Medellin too. All he can say is Brazilian women are different in the best way. Hey, brother, to each his own. I ain't knocking it. You know what I'm saying? All I would tell any brother is don't take no one person word for it. Go out there and see for your goddamn self. Please go out there and see for yourself. That's all I can tell you about.
Let me tell you something. As long as I don't care if you white, blue, black, brown, green, bronze, whatever. As long as you go to wherever you go and you get your nut, that's it. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's why we travel. That's why we do this. That's why we do this. And for anybody that talk about I'm going for the culture, you're lying like a tooth ain't in you. You're lying.
Okay, well, with that being said, we're gonna wrap this up for the night. Johnny, I appreciate you coming on, brother.
Of course.
Fellas, I just wanted to get the message to y'all out there what's going on. These people are checking for them tests. Look, if you ain't got your paperwork right, just stay home because they will lock you up. If you don't take nothing else away from what you heard tonight in this hour show that I just did, you go out there, you ain't got that PCR paper right, you're trying to do some fraudulent type nefarious activity, Colombia got a place for you, and it ain't pretty. But with that being said, I appreciate everyone who came through tonight. If I didn't shout you out, I'm sorry. But look, I appreciate all y'all being here. I think I did get to everybody, though, if I am mistaken. But y'all have a great night. Y'all be safe out here. And more than likely, I'm going to start coming back on live again. I'm going to start dropping some more shit, man. This shit is fun. I ain't going to lie. I miss doing this shit, man. But anyway, y'all have a great night. Shout out to all my people that's out there. Peace out.
Peace.